Right now, forever chemicals, PFAS, are sitting in your body right now. They're in your blood, they're in your organs, and these toxic chemicals have been linked to hormone disruption, infertility, thyroid problems, cancer. And the scary part is they really don't leave by themselves. So, not to panic, because there's actually some things that you can do, and I want to talk to you about them today, about how you can help your body detox them safely and start protecting your body right now from PFAS. So, right off the bat, the best thing that you can do is actually start to remove your exposure to them. You're probably exposed a lot more than you think. So when we think about forever chemicals, you want to be thinking about where you're coming into contact with them in your environment. They're called forever chemicals for a reason. They just don't leave, right? You have to actively work to help your body detox them. So they're often used for like nonstick cookware. So basically why they're useful and why the world uses them is that it helps things from getting broken down naturally. But unfortunately, that means they're not getting broken down in our body as well. And that's why they can persist and live on for such a long time. So one of the biggest ones is nonstick cookware. So stain resistant fabrics, your water, actually, dental floss, your makeup and skincare. So plastic wrap that you're warming your food up in, things like that. So where you can start to get rid of your exposure, the easiest thing is going to be where is your highest exposure and start there. So for most people, it's typically cookware. So are you cooking with nonstick cookware? If you are, I would highly recommend getting rid of it. You can do cast iron, stainless steel. Both of those are going to be great places to start. And if you're like, okay, that's a big budget thing to switch over, wait for a sale, grab it, switch it out. You don't have to switch out everything tomorrow. Can we slowly start to switch it out? Any improvement you're making in the right direction is an improvement, even if it's slow. I want you to remember that, okay? The next one that is really, really common is going to be cosmetics, personal care products. So making sure you're checking your skincare, your makeup, your body care, especially for your kids, especially their little developing bodies, their little developing organs, is going to be so important. I know that one of the big things that we did for our kids, especially as babies in their crib, is we switched to a non-toxic mattress, a mattress that didn't have off-gassing, wasn't releasing all of those PFAS. So thankfully, I think a lot of different mattress companies are starting to come out with this, which is awesome because we as a community keep asking for it more and more. So the more we ask for it, the more it gets given and created, etc. So that was something really big, especially my clients that are dealing with infertility. I am highly recommending, like, can we switch out our underwear to non-toxic organic cotton underwear? Can we not have those PFAS and those plastics so close to a highly absorbent area? So also, if you have endometriosis, that's another big one. Okay, switch out your underwear. Okay, seems super simple, but switch it out. Okay, so nonstick cookware, your cosmetics, your personal care products. Dental floss is another one, like not getting your conventional dental floss at your local grocery store. You should be flossing your teeth, but get one that doesn't have PFAS on it. It's so interesting to see all of the things that PFAS have been connected to in terms of health. They've been literally linked to certain cancers. They've been linked to liver issues. They've been linked to hormonal disruptions. They've been linked to thyroid issues. And yet we still are just like, whatever, because there's such a widespread contamination of it everywhere. Okay, so the first thing that you can do really is actually going to be to lower exposure. That's going to be the best thing that you can do. Okay. Stop warming your food up with plastic wrap. Okay. So that's where I would start. Okay. Now, you probably, like me, have been exposed. My kids have been exposed. So what can you do here? Now, this is going to be funny. I mean, I think it's funny because one of the foods that tends to get demonized in the health world for some reason, probably because it's a higher glycemic index, but is oats. And I love oats. I think they should be prepared properly. I think you should eat them in a balanced way. But oats are great. So oats contain something called beta glucans, which actually can act as a binding agent specifically to PFAS. So, like, that's cool. Does that mean you should eat oats with every single meal? Probably not. But I think it's cool. These beneficial fibers literally bind to PFAS in the gut and promote their excretion out. So let's get rid of them. So let's bring in some oats into our everyday life. Now, the other thing that contains a very, 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 very high amount of beta glucans. Are we waiting for it? I'm going to tell you. Mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms contain a very high amount of beta glucans. And you guys, I talk about my love of mushrooms all the time because mushrooms are cool and they can impact you in so many ways. But you guys, how cool is it that one of the awesome things in mushrooms called beta glucans actually binds to PFAS and helps your body detox them? Okay, so there's a few that are very high in it. Reishi is going to be one. Turkey tail is going to be one. Maitake is another one. I always use Aversio wellness mushrooms because they have a great, amazing extraction ratio. I know that they have their COAs right on their website, so I know what I'm getting, but they also test. So I know how many beta glucans I'm getting in my dosage, which if you're specifically taking it for the beta glucans to get rid of PFAS, you want to make sure you're getting what you're paying for. And they have that testing and they show you that right on the bottle, which is awesome. So if you were just starting out and you're not sure where to start in terms of wanting this benefit, I personally would probably start with one of the blends. I would start with the 4 mushroom blend or the 5 mushroom blend probably, to get those high beta glucans to help with detoxifying your PFAS. Aversio Wellness is in Canada, the US, and Australia. You can use the coupon code LEAH to save 15% with them. So start adding those into your life, you guys. But I think one of the other things that we get asked is, can you really detox forever chemicals, or do they stay in your body for years? You can. Obviously, we just talked about the foods to bring in to do that, but it's not a one-day cleanse. It's not something where, oh, I need to just take this pill or eat this thing and that's it. It's over. You have to reduce your exposure. You have to bring in the beta glucans, and you also need to support all of the pathways by which we detox, which is going to be your sweating, your peeing, your pooping, making sure you're breathing in quality air. Another one that I know I did touch on it, but I'm going to touch on it again is water, making sure your water doesn't contain PFAS. You can go to EWG Water and look up the common contaminants in your water and make sure you have a filter that filters out them. Again, we drink water. We think we're being amazing and healthy by drinking water, but if you have PFAS in your water, eesh, okay? So make sure you're filtering your water. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter, okay? So please, again, I keep bringing it back to kids, but they're little developing bodies and we don't want to be dumping all of these forever chemicals on them. Okay. So get a filter for your water, but make sure we're sweating, make sure we're pooping, make sure we're peeing, supporting our liver. Again, yeah, in an ideal world, could our liver do the job that we need it to do? Yeah, but we don't live in an ideal world. We're surrounded by toxins everywhere. Our liver needs some more help. So support bioflow, bring in the nutrients that your liver needs to function, like vitamin C, like milk thistle and dandelion and proteins. Make sure you're pooping every single day. And another big question is people will ask, like, how do I know if I'm being exposed? Well, if you're alive today, you've been exposed. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Like I said, they're in your clothing, they're in your water, they're in your cosmetics, they're in your mattress, they're in your cookware. Okay. So, and a lot of these symptoms do align with hormonal imbalances, fatigue, stubborn weight gain, thyroid issues. So literally, if you can just start with your easy swaps and then move on to supporting those detox pathways and the binding agents that bind to them. I mean, you guys, if you hate oats and you hate eating mushrooms, I personally hate eating mushrooms, but I'll take a supplement. And I actually prefer that because I can see the testing the beta glucans. So I know how much I'm getting. And so Aversio Wellness is a staple mushroom support in my family with me and my kids, and actually a lot of my clients. And so you'll have multiple benefits of energy in your HPA axis, and you can get rid of the forever chemicals. But again, most important thing that you can start with is removing exposure. Okay. So think about where you're going to start. Is it going to be the cookware? Is it going to be your water? Is it going to be your cosmetics? But start. Okay. Don't get paralyzed by, oh my goodness, there's all these bad things. Like, why should I do anything? You don't have to do everything, but start with one thing. Okay. If you can't do everything and then it seems stupid to even do one thing, that's naive. Okay. Start in the right direction. You will eventually get there, but you have to at least start. You have to take that first step. Okay. So don't bewail all the things you can't do right now. Think about the one thing that you can do and start there.